Hier ist literaturlaunch.eu. Heute mit. Ich sitze hier auf der Frankfurter Buchmesse vor den Autoren von OMG, diese, vor Sarah Breen Emer McLysaght. Und die Frage, die ich mir als erstes gestellt habe, war: Wann war es klar, dass es ein Buch über diese Aisling gibt?
So sitting here at Frankfurt Book Fair, the authors of Oh My God, diese Aisling. I'm not sure, what was the English? Ashling. Sorry, Ashling. I just thought, damn, I forgot to ask.
It's a very Irish name.
Well, nice country, by the way. So first question actually was, when did the idea arise to make a book out of the whole story, and how did this story originate actually?
Well, Sarah and I are friends and we went to college together. We met about 15 years ago and we've been best friends ever since. And we came up with the character of Aisling just joking in our apartment, just sitting around hungover. And we just started to come up with a kind of a character based on people that we worked with or people that we knew, friends we had, and we kind of built her together into this character, going, who is that girl that you see walking really fast to work and carrying her trainers in her bag and, you know, making sure she has her lunch in Tupperware? And we just built up the character and we called her Aisling. And then writing the book.
So we made a Facebook group called Oh My God, What a Complete Aisling, and all our friends joined. And within a few years, we had like 50,000 members. So we knew that a lot of people identified with Aisling and found Aisling very funny. Then we were approached by an Irish publisher who said, hey, would you be interested in putting something on paper? And that publisher doesn't publish fiction. They do a lot of gift books, coffee table books. So we came back and said, how about we do a novel? So Emer and I have never worked together before, and we saw it as an opportunity to make something, to create something based around Aisling. And they said, okay. And the rest is history.
Also ich war ja auch schon in Irland und habe mich gefragt, gibt's diese Orte, die Sie in Irland, die Sie da beschrieben haben, gibt's die wirklich? Also da hinten bei Dublin war das ja angesiedelt. Gibt's diesen Ort wirklich?
So he has also been traveling to Ireland years ago. And so he was asking himself whether these towns or the locations you're mentioning, if they're really existing area of Dublin or no. So...
Yes, Sarah and I both grew up in small towns or villages in Ireland outside Dublin, and they definitely exist. So Ballygobbard, which is the town Aisling is from in the book, is kind of an amalgamation of places we've lived, places we know in Ireland. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit heightened and it's, you know, the characters are maybe a little bit more colourful, but definitely they have their basis in reality.
So wie ich das gedacht hatte, weil die Orte kamen mir sehr bekannt vor. Würden Sie das Buch eher als ein Frauenroman oder als ein Jugendroman in der Richtung sehen?
So, would you rather see your novel as kind of, more the young adult literature or more chick lit, or where would you see your target group actually?
It's considered commercial fiction. So that's often, put into the box of women's fiction because it's written by women and we have a female protagonist. It seems to be very popular here with young readers. In Ireland, we have readers aged anything from 17 years to, women in their 70s, even 80s. So I think that lends itself to the popularity because it's so appealing to a wide range of people.
And there are characters in it that appeal both to women who are young, maybe in their 20s through their 30s, but then there's also characters that are a little bit older. So Aisling's mother, for instance, is a character that a lot of older women and a lot of men actually in Ireland read our books. But when we do events or we have audiences, we get a lot of older women who come up and say, this reminded me of my youth. It reminds me of my daughter, so a really wide range. Yeah.
Ja, mir ging es ja auch teilweise so, dass ich, wenn ich so mich in das Alter von Aisling so gedacht habe, dass ich mich da auch teilweise wiederentdeckt habe.
Yeah, he also felt kind of when he was thinking about his age, when he was at the age like Aisling is now. So yeah, feeling like back then. And
yeah, definitely. We're a little bit older than Aisling is in the books, and it really is representative of us growing up. But it's kind of a timeless experience to like maybe move to a big city and, you know, work in it's an experience people have, yeah, like universal across generations. So
And when we first wrote the book, we thought that it was a very Irish experience, but it turns out it's completely international. Now we have our book on sale in Germany and UK and places like Slovakia. So being an Aisling, you know, is a state of mind more than anything.
Wie wichtig ist es für Sie, dass sich Leute auf dieses Buch vollkommen einlassen, also auch auf die Person?
How important is it for you that people really drown into the book and really identify themselves with the characters?
I guess it's always important when you're writing a book that you hope that the readers will identify in some way. We probably didn't anticipate that people would identify so strongly. So it's been very rewarding for us to see that, and for people to people contact us a lot. Readers contact us and say, I felt like I was reading about myself, and I know I do this too. I thought I was the only one who does this specific thing, but Aisling does it too. So it is important, but it's something we weren't necessarily expecting to happen so much, but it really does.
Wann war klar, dass sich Aisling von ihrem Freund im Urlaub mehr oder weniger auch trennt? Und wann war klar, dass die Person, die sie da treffen, dass man die in Irland wieder trifft?
So, was it kind of a preset situation that Aisling will separate or break up with her boyfriend during the holiday, and that the people she's meeting there she will meet again back in Ireland? Was it kind of a very early idea, or that just came up like like the mushrooms?
So the book is very character driven. So when we went to start writing the book, all we had was Aisling, really. So one of the main Aisling characteristics is she's waiting for John to propose. So we knew that we had to make that not happen to create our storyline. That was the jumping off point for the book. So we certainly planned that well in advance. And then after we did that, we didn't really know what was going to happen to her or where it was going to go. Like, we knew we were going to move her up to Dublin, but we weren't sure how she'd react. And we didn't have, you know, characters like Sadhbh and Elaine and Ruby, the three girls she lives with. They just came organically as we were writing. We didn't pre-plan those at all. And as for, did you mention something about meeting people on holidays and them coming back into the book? That wasn't planned either. That just... because two of us write the book, there's always a chance for storylines to kind of break off, because I don't know what Sarah's going to write and she doesn't know what I'm going to write. So you can pick up on a character and say, I have an idea for this character. So those kind of little storylines develop as you write the book. And it's really interesting as two authors of one novel for that to happen. And it works very well for us.
Wie wichtig war es für Aisling in dem Moment auch, dass sie in die WG wieder eingezogen ist? Also in diese WG eingezogen ist, wo sie dann gelandet ist.
So, how important, which one? This one. So how important was it for you or for the novel itself that Aisling went into this, in this community flat, the apartment, with Sadhbh and Elaine, so to move together with them?
We wanted to take her out of her comfort zone, like a fish out of water, and kind of a coming of age, even though she's in her late 20s. So it was important for us to put her in a situation with girls she just wasn't really familiar with. I mean, obviously she would have met girls like that in work, but she had never lived really with anyone like that. So it was very entertaining for us to write Aisling with these kind of hipster, cool, hip and trendy girls.
And as Emer said earlier, when we met in college, we moved in together and we lived in an apartment together. And we wanted female friendships to be a really strong theme in the novel. And living with my friends when I was in my 20s, doing what Aisling does, is honestly some of the very best, happiest years of my life. And I think everyone should have a chance to live with their friends. And I do know people who go from home into a relationship or maybe get married and they don't have that window in the middle where they just have the best times of their life. And we wanted to put Aisling in that situation.
Ja, ich habe auch das Gefühl gehabt, dass Aisling in dem Moment wesentlich offener wurde für sämtliche Experimente, kleidungstechnisch oder auch mal weggetechnisch.
Yeah, so Marcus also had the impression that this experience made Aisling opening herself more to many things, to different clothing style, to different habits, to new experiences and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it was important for Aisling as the character to be challenged and to do new things. And she goes to Berlin and she goes to Berghain and she does things she would never have done. You know, if she was to visit a city just as Aisling, she has her guidebook out and she's, visiting the tourist attractions. But when she visits with girls who want to broaden her horizons, she gets to do things she never usually would. And it was very important for us to take her out of her comfort zone. But most importantly, she always stays Aisling. She doesn't change too much, which was really important to us.
Ja, Berlin ist ja auch so eine Story, wo sie dann nach Berlin fahren, die ganze Clique mit Freunden und im Endeffekt schützen ihre Freundinnen sie ja auch vor etlichen Gefahren. Nehmen wir das nur als Beispiel mit dem Drogenkonsum oder sowas in der Richtung.
So, traveling to Berlin with her friends, with a whole bunch of people, it's also kind of a group protecting her not to do too stupid things, like mentioning some drug consumption and stuff like that. So, du wolltest noch was sagen?
Wie kam es zu dieser Geschichte?
So why actually then? Why setting Berlin? Why the whole story was in this situation part?
Well, Emer and I have both been to Berlin before. Emer's been with friends. I've been with family, which was more of an Aisling style holiday. And we knew, she's at her best and her funniest when she's a fish out of water. So we tried to think of the craziest place we could possibly put her. And that would be Berghain. And we knew, her Sive and Elaine and Ruby, they would really want to go there. They would be really into it. So we were like, okay, let's send Aisling with them. And even when we were writing it, we were, we didn't know how it was going to end, how they were going to get in. It just happened organically. And then that was one of the nights that was a very eye-opening experience for Aisling.
Going to Berlin is like a lot of Irish people would travel to Berlin quite a lot because it's such a great city. And a lot of Irish people would want to go to a place like Berghain because it's iconic. But Aisling would never dream of going there herself. So it was just, important to put her in somewhere where she was completely out of her depth.
Aber es gibt ja nicht nur lustige Szenen in dem Buch, sondern auch die Geschichte mit dem Vater und dem Hirntumor. Und ich selber habe solche Erfahrungen in der Familie und ich fand die Beschreibung sehr anrührend. Also ich habe mich sehr angerührt.
So they're not just the funny moments or the great moments in the novel. It's also some more serious moments, like with the brain tumor of her dad. And actually, Marcus had some similar experience in his family. So he felt it a very, very touching, description of the whole surroundings, all the emotions that come up there.
So that storyline is based on some of my own experience. Yeah. So I guess it was easy, not easy, but I mean, I had some experience and Sarah and I have been friends going through that experience. So she had some experience of it as well. So it is based on personal experience. And we've had so many people come to us and say, this happened in my family, or I lost my father, my mother, and that we captured the way that they felt around something such a sad event.
Was macht es in Ihnen, wenn Sie diesen Erfolg auch im Ausland sehen?
What does it how does it feel for you just to see also the success abroad in so many different countries? How many countries have, or how many languages is the book now translated to?
It's been translated into 2 so far, but we have deals for another couple of countries as well. So it's been incredible. Like, we never in a million years thought this would happen. And if we did plan this, we would never have had the names so difficult for international people to read. We would never have done certain things to certain good characters in the first book. So it's been amazing. We never thought we'd be in Frankfurt, that's for sure.
Never thought we'd be here.
But actually, regarding the Irish names, I mean, that's a challenge, and that's a good thing about having different countries, different cultures, and different languages in Europe. And you always broaden your own mind by trying to figure out how to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, and I think readers are up for the challenge as well. And, Ireland is a very small country. For a long time, we had to read a lot of British books and American books, and you figure it out. And perhaps if we had diluted it and diluted the story or made the names more English, it wouldn't feel so genuine and so authentic.
Yeah.
Ja, Irland ist ein kleines Land. Ich habe da sogar noch einen Kumpel von mir getroffen in Galway.
One time when he was traveling to Ireland, actually the country is so cute and small that he even met somebody he knew from a neighboring village when he was traveling through Galway. So
All the time. Welcome to Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland is one of the nicest countries that I have.
Thank you. We're fond of it. We like it.
actually, I also have great memories on a trip to Dublin.
Oh, really? How long ago?
Oh, good God. 1989.
Wow.
Okay. It's still a good city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back.
I was supposed to study Weg, prepare my exams.
Didn't happen.
Too much fun.
Main important thing was for me to pass an exam in translating. So I thought, well, I have to do a bit more practicing English. And then I thought, well, I've been to Wolverhampton now. I have to go over to the other side. I've got to go to Ireland.
Wie wichtig ist es Ihnen, auch den Spiegel den Lesern vor die Nase zu halten?
So was it really an intention, or how important was it for you really to hold the mirror up to the reader? So in some cases you just think like, oh yeah, God, that's me.
Yeah, we didn't consciously set out to do that, but it has been great to hear from readers that they feel very seen by the book, that we've created a safe space for people to say, I would never miss a hotel breakfast. I'm that type of person, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ja, wird es noch viele weitere Geschichten über Aisling und über ihre Freundin geben?
Do you plan to do further novels about Aisling and her friends?
Yes, so actually our third Aisling book has just been published in Ireland to great success. It's been #1 for a few weeks, so that's great. The second book will be published here in Germany next March, we think. So in Ireland, we're planning to write 5 books in total. So we've written 3 and we have 2 more to go.
I'm not sure. We're going to have 2 out here in Germany. I'm not sure if the other ones will be translated. We don't know yet.
Well, maybe this is then also up to the German readers. If they continue reading your books, then that should work out.
Yeah.
Also ich finde es einfach schön, sie beide kennengelernt zu haben, und ich auch als Mann, der etwas älter ist, werde Aisling weiter beobachten und lesen.
Yeah, so thanks for having the opportunity to meet you here in Frankfurt, and also for him as male person reading female literature. He was very happy to do that and really enjoyed reading it, and looking forward for the next ones.
Thanks for having us. It's great.
Thank you.
Oh, that was great. Thank you.
Das war's für heute. Bis bald bei der Literatur- und Sport-EU. Euer Marc.